This is Crystal Brown here at the Seattle ProAm Summer Basketball League. I'm here with the league commissioner, Rashaad Powell. Rashaad, you have a basketball career yourself. Right now, you're kind of running things around here. You got the walkie-talkie. How has this league grown over the last few years since it's first started?
The growth has been tremendous. It started kind of as a backyard league, if you will, just of guys that we all knew each other and friends. And then just kind of unexplainably just grew and blossomed, obviously with the wealth of basketball talent. And then I just put some structured things in place. I've actually kind of grown up in the Pro-Am. My dad coaches in the league currently, and I've grown up in the Seattle Pro-Am since I can remember. So I've always been kind of on both sides, watching, as a spectator, and then having to get the perspective of how the leagues are ran. And so I basically just took the blueprint of the way a league was done, probably about the summer of 1997. And just brought it into the present and made some tweaks and adjustments, and that's just kind of helped with the growth of the league. And it's been tremendous, again, with the boom of NBA players and well as local guys that are playing high level overseas and minor league guys. So, and I just put the structure piece in, and everything else works itself out. And we have such a great fan base that has just grown. The growth has been exponential. I have a great administrative team that I work with that behind the scenes that really makes this thing go. So it's been a blessing.
You talked about the boom of players coming out of Seattle. A lot of those players came from around your era. You played for Renton High School. Do you think that competitive level of all you guys playing at the same time, Jamal Crawford, Brandon Roy, that's what kind of started the big boom?
Absolutely, because everybody wants to be better than everybody and have that bragging rights, and it's just a competitive thing. We play against each other and we play extremely hard and compete, and nobody wants to lose. But at the end of the day, after basketball, we're all friends, and it's just basketball. But that's really, I think, something that's helped to grow and push each other and push everybody to get better, because everybody wants to be the best and they want to be identified as the best basketball player. And behind the scenes, these guys they're pretty funny guys. So if you lose to them, they'll let you hear about it.
Now you have players from overseas, players who are still in college, and players obviously who are playing in the NBA. The difference of style of play overseas as opposed to the NBA, how do you see that on the court? How do you see these guys handle it?
It's a mesh. It's just and basketball being such a universal game, everything just kind of molds in. And even with the NBA becoming such an international game, it all just kind of works out. Like even today in this third game here, we have Beno Udrih playing, which is a foreign player who plays in the NBA, as well as, again, the guys like Trey Simmons that play high-level international basketball. So it works out, and again, basketball being such a universal game, it's like its own universal language. So, going back on my experiences, I've played basketball with guys that don't speak any English at all, but the game of basketball is something that brought us together and speaks its own language.
Well, it's very obvious that the fans here are happy, the crowd's happy. They don't have a men's basketball team in the city, not for a while. So we want to thank you for helping bring this league and helping it flourish here in Seattle.
My pleasure. I'm glad you guys are coming out.
Thank you, Rashaad.